I'm excited for this show tonight. This is the kind of show I love to do because there's a lot of heart and soul and meaning and life and depth in this show. Why are we outside of Trader Joe's? Because they care enough about this community. When we call and ask for something, they donated flowers for the story you're going to see in just a moment. It's about a woman who just changed the lives of so many women in the future, and that's all I'm going to tell you for now. I'll show you more in a few minutes. Also, we're going to go back to the Thurston High School shooting, an incident that changed a lot of your lives, and as a reporter and a human being, it made me look at the world completely differently. And the last story is a woman. We just finished this for Women's Space, and this lady will turn your life around with the way that she has come through to the other side of being more than a survivor. She's a thriver. We got that, a lot of fun, a lot of touching moments coming up next on Rick Dancer TV. I'm not dead. That sounds like something interesting. A year ago, we came to Trader Joe's with an idea. A woman in town named Laura Caldwell was dying of breast cancer and had this idea, rather than send flowers to her, that people could flower it forward. Well, we're back a year later, and we've decided we're going to make this a tradition.
We'd got a phone call from a florist and it said, you know, what's your address? And she said, don't give them to me, tell them to give them to the next person that walks through the door and say they're from Laura Caldwell, and we'll just flower it forward. And I just went, oh my gosh, that is such a great idea. And that is so Laura. She was always cutting flowers and taking them to people. And
can we give you flowers?
Okay.
Okay, these are from a woman named Laura Caldwell, and she passed away a year ago of breast cancer. She wants people to do something nice for other people. Flower it forward. Just go do something nice for someone else and you enjoy those in Laura's name, okay?
In Laura Caldwell.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Donating our flowers last year for Laura, I've had several of her friends and customers come into the store and thank us for the joy that these flowers have given to other people in the community. I didn't know Laura, but definitely affects me.
Thank you.
These are from Laura Caldwell, and she passed away a year ago of breast cancer.
Oh, very sad.
She wanted people to remember her in like this, giving things away to other people.
Thank you.
So go flower it forward. You enjoy those? And
I will, and I will spread her name and maybe give someone else flowers.
I think people go through their days, nothing special really happens to you during the day.
It's very sweet.
So you know what? I'm going to give you two.
Oh my goodness.
You keep that one.
Okay.
And you take this, and you guys find someone you don't even know.
Okay.
And just hand it to them and say, Laura Caldwell. Can you remember that name? Laura Caldwell.
Laura Caldwell. You go through your week and it's kind of monotonous, and so something like this is a beautiful surprise for somebody, and it makes people feel really good. It's a small gesture, but it means so much. Flowers say, you're special, I love you, I appreciate you.
Since the diagnosis, I've had chemo and radiation and surgery a couple of different times. So I had a bilateral mastectomy and then reconstruction surgery.
You can understand why Laura Mason Caldwell is so tired of fighting cancer. She says now she's ready to really live.
I don't have to fight in that way anymore. I can just live and grab a hold of what I can when I can and absorb everything I can while I'm here and absorb the people that I love and be with the ones that I love. It's just that there's freedom of just, I can just do what I want, I can eat what I want, I can love who I want. I've even today just have written a letter to a woman that I've had trouble with in the past 15 years, and I just wrote her a letter and just said, I want you to know I love you and I'm sorry if I've caused you any heartache. And there's just things like that that I wanted to be able to not miss. So I'm doing that. It's just one of those things. You have to take every minute and say, I may never see you again, I mean, it's true for all of us. I may never see you again. I need to make this moment with you and tell you how much I love you, how much I care about you, and I need to show kindness to you. Oh, it's a huge gift because you can just really be real with people. Not worry about what they think or the things that are socially not acceptable or that feel awkward. Just to lean into that and press into that and just go, I don't really care if this is acceptable or not, but I just want you to know that I love you. I love that. He's brought fun and laughter into my life, and you know, I think with that is also his fierce stubbornness, which I won't miss.
What is love? It's teamwork. It's a commitment.
Now you're going to have to do it by yourself. I'm sorry. But I think that's what love is to me, is that he never said, I'm leaving. Things got hard. It was always just, we're in this together. No matter how far it goes, we're in this together. And I don't have that impression about leaving a legacy for myself. I don't have that drive. I think the only time I feel like I want that to happen is with my children, that they would know who I was, that they would know what I stood for.
And your grandchildren.
And my grandchildren. That they would know that I was who I was. That's important to me, because I think I'm pretty awesome. Last couple of weeks, just that we're going to talk about everything.
We're going to talk about her dying.
We're going to talk about me dying. We're going to laugh about me dying.
What's going to be about when she's gone?
We talk a lot about how that's going to be for him and for the children, and we talk about it because in my mind, if you don't talk about it, they're like shadows that come out of the corners, and they envelop the room, and I think only by talking about it does it drive all those shadows out. And I'm gonna miss all of them getting married. I'm gonna probably miss their college graduations, and you know, all of those big monumental things I'm just not gonna be here for. We're doing some practical things, or we're trying to do some things that will kind of leave my footprint on some of that stuff. They'll have a letter or a video or something from me, so that they'll be able to show it to their grandkids or whatever.
It's going to be completely different. I don't know what's going to happen, but I'll get through it. You know, as Mason keeps reminding me, he said, we're going to get through this, Dad, because we have a lot of love for each other.
You know, I've said from the very beginning, I want to do this well.
I don't know what it
I don't know what it looked like. I don't know how to do it. I don't have the strength to do it, but whatever. And I knew if I was going to do it well, it had to be with a lot of people around me. But I just want to do it well. I want God to be glorified in me. I want people to see Him in me. And to me, that means taking care of myself and loving other people and being kind and just trying to, I don't know, be honest.
But you know, that's such a beautiful story.
Yeah.
She must have been a marvellous woman. And it's lovely that he's keeping that up.
Yeah.
And if people were just a little bit kind and nice to one another, it'd be a lovely world.
Wouldn't it?
Being diagnosed with cancer changes your life. Having surgeries, you know, I was just focused on getting through it. I didn't understand the extent of it. It's a long journey. You know, I had limited range of motion, and we had to do a lot of manual work, and I had to do a lot of re-educating my body to do what it was doing before.
The doctors are the people that help the patients beat cancer. What we do is we help people get back to living the life that they love.
I had no idea, and I was well informed, but as fantastic as my doctors were, I don't even think they understand what happens after cancer. I don't think you can understand it until you go through it.
You know, we've developed a niche in taking care of cancer patients.
I have never felt so weak and vulnerable my whole life. So to have the physical therapist and the massage therapist and the acupuncturist help me get my strength back, I have no words to describe how grateful I am for that.
I think that in some ways, all of us here went through cancer with Mary.
Now our staff knows how to really help people physically, and we take care of them emotionally too. And that's a pretty great feeling. Physical therapy and all of the other therapies that we offer here have really helped get me back to living the life I love. And that's what we'll do for you.
I want people to know that this is a dirty secret in society and that it's happening every day. It's happening to your friends, it's happening to your neighbors. We can't call the police and say, oh, someone just called me a fat pig.
Janet Sinelli looks forward to getting ready each morning. That hasn't always been the case.
One of the worst things he said to me is, you are purposefully getting fat so that I would not be attracted to you, and you know how I feel about fat people.
Janet says her abuser told her what to wear, how to do her hair, and controlled her emotionally.
I start changing my behavior to accommodate that person.
She says his game is to make her feel like she is crazy, and sometimes it worked.
I was an idiot, a fat pig, white trash, keep my knees together in case my feminine odor is obnoxious. Breath mints, I dress in things that I know wouldn't cause any reaction. I lost custody of my son. Prior to that, we had joint custody.
Because Janet's scars are not visible, some don't believe her.
How could this possibly happen to you? And of course you're to blame. Look, they took your child away from you. It had to be you. What kind of court would do that? Mothers always get their children. They're favored. So, it must be you. Wore me down completely. I literally recoiled and went away.
At Women's Space, Janet discovers there are people who understand, who can help, and who listen, and who will offer the kind of support that changes your life.
Can't wait to go through my closet and pull out all the things that I had in my closet during our relationship and start wearing them. They're all lots of colors, wild things, and that's me. I have wild taste. I absolutely hated pink.
Janet is no longer with her abuser. She has a new life, a career that she loves.
I'm a staff nurse and I work per diem. Hi, how you doing, Marie? How's your pain this morning? How you feeling? If you could just sit up for me, if it's not too painful. This job is a fulfillment of my dream since I was in the 7th grade.
Janet says she is a fixer, and abusers often play on that. She still loves to help people, but understands the difference.
And now I get to fix my patients, or at least put them on the path where they can help themselves and take better care of themselves and have different realizations that they matter. What they say matters.
Right there.
Hi, how are you? It's kind of a rebirth, a re-coming out and finding myself, because I married at age 21 and I buried all that from the very beginning. If I can alert one person that this is going on and it's okay to say something, and it's not just okay, but you have a duty to say something, because 1 in 4 women are abused and we have no scars from emotional abuse, none. That's why the family is very concerned. Break the silence, share it to everybody you know, because someone out there is not able to speak for themselves or speak up. Become their mentor and just help them. Hello? Help them know it's okay and get them to Women's Space, because there's so much knowledge and information and educational materials. They'll blow you away.
They're from Laura Caldwell, and a year ago she passed away of breast cancer.
Oh, yeah.
And so she wanted people to flower it forward in her memory. So we're just doing
Bless
this.
her heart.
This is her husband, Hugh.
That's a sweet. That's, to heck with that. Come here. Wonderful.
Thank you so much.
So go
That's
do
great.
something. You got all those flowers. Just go give the one I just gave you to somebody else.
Will do.
All right. It's good
You
seeing
take care,
Thank
Rick.
you.
Bye-bye now.
She had 3 clean mammograms. She had mammograms every year. She had 3 clean of them while she did have cancer because she didn't know she had dense breast tissue. It was only after she started having pain under her arm. By that time, it was stage 3 cancer. It moved into her lymph system and eventually to her brain. That she was told by her radiologist, well, you have dense breast tissue, and that's why we couldn't see it. But 6 weeks earlier, she had a clean mammogram. Everything's good, get on with your life. And she said, why am I just hearing about this? I said, well, it's not something doctors usually tell their patients. 1 in 4 women have dense breast tissue, and they're 8 times more likely to have a false negative mammogram because of it. They helped get a bill passed that requires every Oregon doctor to when they get a mammogram, to state it. It states it on the X-ray itself, and they have to get a letter telling them what dense breast tissue is and what they need to do next. Take the bull by the horns. Don't just take no for an answer. Don't take, oh, it's probably nothing. It's almost always nothing. Well, it is almost always nothing, except for when it's not. And when it's not, it devastates lives and communities. So. Laura passed on May 16th, and it's been as brutal as advertised. We'd been married for 27 years, had 3 kids, and had a long future ahead of us, we thought. And so everything's changed for me, as obviously it changed for her and for the kids as well. So there's been a lot of adjustments and difficulties and crying and laughter as well. And things are getting better, but it's going to, she'll be a part of my life forever. So.
It's hard to believe in a lot of ways. It's been almost 17 years since the Thurston High School shooting, and yet it changed so much in our community and in a lot of our lives. That week was one of the hardest weeks for all of us. And at the end of that week, photographer Bill Getz took all this video that we had at KEZI and put it together into a story to kind of capsulize and help us try to make sense of what had happened. I think it's really important to show that to us, all of us, so we see it, so that we remember, and hopefully we try to keep this from ever happening again.
A tragic situation at Thurston High School this morning.
A boy armed went into the cafeteria 8 o'clock this morning.
Go ahead and start sending them out. I'll get the medicants here.
If it was your daughter, you would. You'd be here. You'd be worried. Linda!
Some have been transported, some have minor injuries.
But
this is a list of people who have been involved in the shooting.
Michael's last name?
Michael McLaughlin.
Yes, my boyfriend was killed today. He was a junior. He was 17 years old. He was really quiet. He was really smart.
I just want to know, we want to know who did it.
He was the sweetest guy I've ever met in my whole entire life, and he was so innocent, so was everybody.
Now it looks like we may have 2 teachers and or former teachers who are also dead. So this story keeps getting worse and worse and worse. Not only do we have...
I would ask a moment of silent prayer, please. I think prayer at the present time is the best recourse that we have. We will get through this.
I will give you the young man's name who was taken into custody. His name is Kipling Hinkle. He's 15 years old.
Tell me that again. Voted most likely to start World War III. He liked explosives a lot.
Yeah, he came in shooting with the 22 caliber rifle. Jake was the first one to attack him. After we had tackled him and had held him down, he turned up to us with a serious look in his eyes and looked at us and said, "Just shoot me now." You can just tell everything was gone inside of him.
I just couldn't believe it. I see it on the news every day, every single time.
Fayetteville, Tennessee, Edinburgh, Pennsylvania, Jonesboro, Arkansas,
It's other places. It's never here.
Pearl, Mississippi.
And I never expected it to be my school. Never. But it happened. It happened.
And now today in Springfield, Oregon.
I don't know. We're all parents. We've all, you know, I'm a parent too. Could be our kids. I don't really know what to say. It's a sad day.
I would like to give you some flowers.
Really?
Yes.
You are the guy on TV.
I know that. Today I'm an emissary from Laura Caldwell.
Oh.
A year ago she died of breast cancer.
I'm a survivor.
Are you?
I am. Oh my, I am really, really honored. I'm extremely honored because I truly am fortunate to be a survivor.
Husband Hugh.
Oh, thank you, and I'm sorry for your loss. But what a sweet thing to do. My husband passed away a while ago, and so I don't get flowers anymore, so I know how special that is.
I don't have a husband, and I had to buy my own Mother's Day present, so now you gave me my Mother's Day present.
Well, those are from Laura, so you do something nice for somebody else.
Okay, thank you.
And this is her husband Hugh.
Hi, that's nice of you to remember her. Well, I think that's real nice. Thank you.
Well, I'm glad we made your day.
Oh, you did?
I'm really glad about that. There's a lot of great places to eat in Eugene and Springfield, but as you know, one of our favorites is Ranchito Grill in Springfield. Abe and the crew do the best job of Mexican food and service and taking care of you, really fresh ingredients, and every lunchtime they have a $6.95 lunch special. So every month we give away 2 dinners with Abe to a lucky winner. And all you got to do is go into Ranchito Grill, put your name and phone number on a piece of paper, stick it under the Rick Dancers TV sign, and we do a drawing every month. So this month, the winner is Trey Willison. And Trey, I will be calling you on the phone to let you know, but be sure and go into Ranchito Grill and tell them that Rick Dancer sent you. Alaska lures plenty of fishermen. There are 3 million lakes in the state. Crescent Lake is glacier fed, and it sits in the Lake Clark National Park. This is the centerpiece of the Redoubt Mountain Lodge. Whether it's sockeye or silver salmon or giant trout, the guides at Redoubt Mountain will help you catch them. As the morning begins, guests pull themselves out of those comfortable beds to a warm fire in the lodge. Clear skies greet them as they prepare for a day on the lake, a lake filled with fish.
Your group has your own guide or guides, and you guys set the pace and the schedule by all means.
Fishing is a major draw at Redoubt Mountain Lodge. Just look at these success stories. There's no excuse for not catching your quota at Redoubt Mountain Lodge.
Due to the fact that we're the only operator out here, you don't have to rush to get to a particular fishing location or be the first one at a trailhead. I mean, this whole area is pretty much ours only.
And besides, it's your fish story. But with pictures like these, you won't need to embellish unless you want to. Sockeye, red salmon, coho, silver salmon, chinook, king salmon, and pink salmon. You won't be disappointed. The guides really know what they are doing. They fish these rivers and know the holes where the big fish like to hang out. If the salmon won't bite, trophy-sized trout are a good substitute. Lake trout, Arctic char, and the Dolly Varden are all native species at Redoubt Mountain Lodge. And there's not a lot of competition to catch them.
Just kind of cast up in this fast stuff and let it just swing down into this softer stuff right there.
You don't have to be a skilled fisherman to catch fish around Redoubt Mountain. The guides really love what they do, and showing you how to love it too is just part of what they do.
So I think people come up here just to get away and just see nature how it's supposed to be.
When you're fishing, time slips by. What your watch tells you doesn't matter much out here.
You know, this is all national park, so it's going to stay like this. It's like, you know, in today's world where, you know, you can pretty much buy anything you want. This is something that, you know, you can't put a price on.
In between casts, you look up in any direction and see nothing but those mountains. At the end of the day, back at camp, back at the lodge, the fish stories start to unfold. As the night goes on, the sky is still bright, the stories and the fish get bigger.
A lot of times we get groups up here that the perfect way to end the day is down by the bonfire, and typically after dinner people finish their desserts and either grab a cup of coffee or maybe another pint of Alaskan Amber, and they'll wander down to the bonfire and we'll have some s'mores and a little bit of guitar or mandolin playing and some singing, maybe a game of horseshoes or two. It's just a great time. People share the day's stories, and the fish that maybe were 20 inches at lunch then become 30 inches around the campfire at night, and it's just a fun time. I think it's really a great way to end the day.
These are from Laura Caldwell, and she died a year ago of breast cancer.
Oh,
and
that's sad.
She wanted people to flower it forward. To do something nice for someone else.
Yes. Oh, bless her heart. Bless her heart. What an angel she is.
Laura passed away a year ago from breast cancer.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
And she wanted people to flower it forward in her memory.
Well, I am a florist, and so I love flowers and do flowers all the time, so I will keep her in mind. Okay.
She passed away a year ago from breast cancer.
Oh, no. Okay.
So she wanted people to, instead of just sit around and think, just to go do something nice for other people.
Oh, how sweet. Oh, well, that makes us smile for her. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
You? I'm Hugh. Yeah, nice to meet you.
Thank you. What a lovely thing to do.
Yeah, she was a great person. It's a great tradition to keep going.
And I totally know where you're coming from. Trust me, you know more. You have no idea. Thank you. Can I give you a hug?
Yeah, of course.
Thank you.
Of course.
Thank you.
We have to stick together, don't we?
Yes.
Have a wonderful day.
All right. Thanks very much. Bye.
I thought it was going to be harder than it was. Seeing people get just blessed for nothing. I mean, no one gets anything like this on a regular basis, so it's sweet that the reactions were very sweet and tender, and it was just great. It was great.
Does it kind of help you?
It does. It does help. It helps in a lot of different ways, but it's exactly what Laura would have loved to be out here doing right today.
She would be laughing her head off.
She would be. She probably is laughing her head off right now somewhere.
Well, thanks for letting us do this.
Glad to do it. Hope we can do it again.
Yeah, Trader Joe's seems like they're in. I think
Trader Joe's.
I think
is
we
great.
might be on this for a while.
Amen.
Laura, you're never going to go away. Thanks, Hugh.
All right.
See you, man.
Thank you. You're welcome. It was great.
Yeah, thanks for